Happy
New
New
Year!
Year! Woo!
So glad to see you, our Melamed family. We are back. It's 2026, and we are ready to roll with you.
Ready to roll. Don't let that white coat fool you. Let's keep it moving into 2026, girl.
Yes. All together now.
All together.
All right. So we're excited to be here and to get you going for 2026 with your Melamed family. I am Dr. Persharon Dixon.
I am Dr. Norma Mobley. So happy to be here. And guess what? Everyone is always talking about resolutions and setting these goals. And oftentimes they dive in head first. And then it falls to the wayside by the time February hits.
Before February for me, but you know.
But guess what? We want some longevity to your goals.
Absolutely. It's important. Longevity, which means we have to really be thinking about what we need in our lives and taking it one day at a time to meet those goals.
One day at a time, small steps, and keeping it real. So we're going to talk about the 2026 healthy mix. We are going to enter balanced and boundaried, okay? Balanced and boundaried. So a lot of times you hear people talking about the work-life balance as if to say, I'm this person when I'm at work, and then life is everything else.
And that's
Isn't
the way I
work
used to
part of
think
your
about it.
life? Wait, but work is part of your life.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So life, when they say life, I had some things happen to me not too long ago. Had the plumbing go out at my house, and I was like, "Oh Lord, the plumber said he was going to come at 11. It's only 8:40. I've got patients in the room. I can't be in two places at the same time. How's this going to work?" And they said, "Life and just be life." And Dr. Mobley.
That's right. And that's what the kids say. Life be lifing.
And guess what?
They're right.
They are absolutely right. So life includes work,
Yes.
includes family, includes yourself.
Right.
And so let's not talk about work-life balance like it's something external and we're teetering one way or the other. Let's talk about the life harmony, work-life harmony.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Musical, harmonious, peace, woosah, everyth's good and happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we do that?
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit about it because I haven't been able to do it well. So I want to do it well in 2026. So why don't you give us some of those tips?
Okay, so we want people to remember that the physical well-being is a part of making sure that your wellness is intact, okay?
Yep.
So your physical health fuels everything else, including your work piece,
Right.
which is going to fund your life.
Right.
So if you're all stressed out when you get to work, then that impacts your productivity when you're at work, which could ultimately impact your finances. So it's important to maintain doing things in perspective. So we're going to talk about some micro wellness things that you can introduce into your workday. So some of you may remember when we talked about breathe, balance, and bloom.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to break it down a little bit further, and we're going to talk about micro wellness activities that you can incorporate into your workday. So depending on what it is you do exactly, you might be able to work in like 10 minutes during your workday where you can just take a moment to walk outside your building,
Right.
allow that sunshine to hit you and that fresh air, and it can just take your mind off of the stressors of what's going on inside. Take 10 minutes to take a brief walk, or if you have to do a conference call, think about walking during the conference call. That's
Right.
going to get your heart rate going gently, but that's some exercise. Instead of
Yes.
just sitting at your desk
Right.
and trying to eat in the middle of doing the Zoom meeting with your camera off so people don't see you.
Right. And many of us have done that.
Absolutely.
But I love this idea of combining what we're doing. You know, I don't think about that. We stay attached to that phone.
All the
So
time.
if you're walking while you're on that phone, you actually are introducing some gentle exercise into your day.
Right.
While still getting the business done that you say needs to be done.
So let's talk about a little bit of the how you're going to begin your day. So that's talking about how to incorporate it into the workday. But let's think about the balance portion where I was talking about thinking of this more internally versus externally. You and I have a lot of irons in the fire. I like to say spinning the plates. I have a lot of plates. People juggle. I don't juggle. I think my plates are spinning. I've got a lot of plates spinning, and I have to make sure I don't drop any of them during the course of the day. But that can become very stressful. So how do you make sure that's not overwhelming for you? You need to make sure that you have a mental equilibrium. So there are certain ways that you can regulate your nervous system. You have to prioritize, not procrastinate.
I love it.
And often I find myself, I'm just going to be honest and real, I'll say, oh, I can do that later.
Yeah.
I can do that later.
Yes.
And then later comes sooner than I would like. And I've got that plus something else to do. And now I'm in stealth mode trying to get it done, and I'm all stressed out.
Right.
So prioritize and not procrastinate. Prioritize the big things first.
Right.
Get those jobs and projects done. And this applies to those of us who are in medicine and those who are not.
Right.
Get those big projects done first, and then that will decrease your anxiety.
Yes.
Okay.
I can see that.
Don't have that never-ending to-do list. I remember, let's think back to residency. I remember I just have to celebrate the small things, okay? I used to love, after sign out, when I would get this whole list of all the patients I got to take care of in the hospital, and the things that I had to do, I would have that list, and I would love scratching it off.
Yep. Done. Done. I love that.
I love doing that. Yeah. We can still do that. And that'll give you a little bit of little minor, little celebrations throughout the day that also will relieve anxiety or even prevent that anxiety.
Yeah, they say writing those things down and being able to see the list get smaller and smaller is important. I've started to do that more. My kids do that. They make lists. I'm like, all they're doing is just writing stuff.
Right.
But the ability
or
to
they
say
do it in their
done,
phone.
Yes. But the ability to say it was done is important, and to see it disappear.
Rewarding.
Yes.
It's rewarding. So what else can help us with our balance? Physical stability. We must prioritize our sleep and our nutrition.
Yes.
So we don't want to just pass out at night. We want to develop a routine.
Right.
A nighttime routine. I often tell my parents this about children. It's important to maintain a routine.
That's right.
Never thought about really applying it to myself, but it's necessary.
Right.
Okay? And of course, good nutrition is the foundation of our health. So you want to make sure that you're eating right. But as you set your fitness goals, keep them from becoming overwhelming, and making sure that you do it in little small steps.
Right.
Okay? So as far as doing your nighttime routine, what are some of the things you want to make sure you do? We're going to try the 3-2-1 rule.
Okay.
Okay?
Tell us what that is. 3, 2, 1.
No food or alcohol intake 3 hours before your bedtime.
Yeah.
Forget that nightcap of wine.
We can do it. We can do it. 2026.
Okay. Let me see. Where's my other point? So you think you can manage that?
Oh, yes. 3 hours before. Okay, if I'm going to bed at 11, 10, 9, 8, nothing after 8. Okay, I got it.
Okay. See, I have an earlier bedtime, so sometimes that might be an issue for me, but I'll try to make sure it works. Okay. Make sure that you down your device at least 2 hours before bedtime.
Right. That screen time, and I'm so bad at that. I have that computer next to me, or I have the phone, and I still have it on. And my husband, he gets up sometimes. It's like, oh, Lee, are you ever going to turn that thing off? I'm going to make that a priority.
But you've got to set those digital boundaries.
Yes.
Set it on Do Not Disturb. I have mine set about 9 is when mine goes off. I do, however, leave it open for those emergency contacts, like just my immediate family. But otherwise, If you try to get me afterwards, it's not going to work. Now, for those of us who are physicians, being on call is going to be an outlier. But I got 2 phones, one just for me and one just for work. Okay? So threw a little Kevin Gates up in there. But anyway.
That's important.
Yeah, but that's important because we can't shut it down completely.
Right.
That's one of our responsibilities, making sure that we're available to our patients after hours. And 1, absolutely, positively, no screen exposure at least 1 hour before you're calling it quits for the night.
That is good. That is good. And I think that makes perfectly good sense. You know, and you think you can't do it, but when I tell you, as pediatricians, it's just a no-brainer when we tell parents what they need to do for their kids. You've got to have a routine. You've got to, and they know what happens because of the routine.
That's right.
We're going to eat dinner. We're going to have our bath. We're going to have our book time, and then we sleep.
Brush your teeth.
Right, brush your teeth, and then you sleep. And so if we can do that with them, we can train ourselves to do the same. I love this. 3, 2, 1. I could do that.
Okay. Now, here's the boundary part. This is where we really get into the crux of our 2026 healthy mix. Because a lot of times we do all these things, but we don't have those fences set up to protect us to be able to do those things that we've put in place. Okay?
Right.
So how do we do that? You're going to, like we said, we're going to set up those digital boundaries. You're going to communicate those boundaries. So when other individuals do end up texting you and asking you, hey, can you do this or can you check that? Just create a script where you just automatically will send it. You know how you can, when you're driving?
Yes.
And it'll automatically say, I'm driving right now, can't text.
Right.
You can have something set up to say, I'm focused on blank right now. I'll get back to you on that later.
Okay.
And you determine when the later is. Think you could do that?
I think I can do that. I often talk to my oldest child has a do not disturb policy.
Oh, really? How does that work?
Well, her phone just can't reach her. Can't reach them. And I said to
even
them,
for mama?
Even for mama, but their response to me was, well, you often talk about back in the day when there were no phones and you just didn't get in touch with folks until you got in touch with them. So that phone is off from 9 p.m. until about 9 the next morning.
Wow, that is a long time.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, what if something happened in the middle of the night? We can't get you. And the answer was, eventually you'll get me. You'll get me.
And she's at peace about it, isn't she?
Absolutely. It makes no bones about it. This is the time.
What did you do? You adjusted.
I adjusted.
That's right. So the power of saying no, that is one of her ways of saying no. Right. And we have to be able to say no unapologetically.
That's right.
Don't ever preface anything by saying, I'm so sorry, I must. Just state the facts.
That's right.
Tell them what it is and then move forward. And that's not just with work-related things, but low priority social things as well.
Right.
Don't feel obligated. Prioritize your own peace. Your time is important.
I like that. Prioritize your own peace. Yes.
So those are just some tidbits. Another thing I want to share with you that I was reading about is something called exercise snacking.
Tell me about that.
So trust me, I'm not saying have your Cheetos while you're going on your walk.
Okay.
That's not what I'm talking about. Try exercise snacking, which means you don't have to spend an hour in the gym in order to get your exercise. You can do 3 10-minute micro workouts throughout the day. It might just be that brisk walk. Like sometimes I will walk out one end of my building outside and go in through the other. Just really walk through. And they'll look at me like, Dr. Mobley, where'd you come from? I said, I just took a little walk.
Right. And the fresh air just does something for
It really
you.
does. And that sun generates that vitamin D. You can have squats. You can do squats with or without weights. Just do a few squats. You could, if you're into yoga, you can get into a little yoga flow just for a few moments, and that can break up the stress of your day.
I like it. I like it. Because, you know, that's the big argument we have with ourselves sometimes. Oh, I don't have an hour to go work out. But you've got 10 minutes.
Right.
You don't even know 10 minutes has gone by.
Right.
That's great. Love that.
So that's exercise snacking.
Exercise snacking. Now that I'm going to incorporate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, ladies, are we ready for our 2026 healthy mix?
I'm ready, if you all are ready. And, you know, I just wanted to add a little bit of some daily reminders of some of our mental health, because we always want to add that. Remember to breathe deeply. We've talked about that, how important that is, that your body is really trying to protect you. So breathing deeply, drinking water, making sure we're eating well. We've talked about those things. Speaking to ourselves kindly.
That's right.
You know, not always putting ourselves down, but being kind to ourselves is important. And knowing that we are worthy of compassion and peace. And I think doing these things that you suggested today, our 3, 2, 1, making our bedtime plans. And I love the snacking. I'm going to do all those things.
Okay, girl.
2026.
Let's do it.
Here we
Get
are.
in the mix.